Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pearson Podcast, episode, boom, 49. If you're ever wondering what episode it is, just look behind me. So, let me run down. First of all, I hope you are all doing absolutely wonderful. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, I hope you are doing absolutely amazing. So let me run down what we're talking about today. So I'm going to be talking about how my week went with the VeVe drops, which are the NFTs that are dropping, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to talk about those. Sneak peek, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 this week. I'm going to be talking about me posting my first NFT. Going to be talking about depression, my experience with it in particular. I'm going to be talking about my back again and my weight loss journey. Now, it's going to be a short one. Full disclosure, I am not in the best mood. I know when you guys watch these, you want to be in want to talk about, listen about good things, or I don't know if that's what you want to hear about, but that's what I want to put out there. I want to only talk about good things. That's why I don't talk about, current events that may or may not be bad, or sad or blah, blah, blah. I don't like talking about this stuff, but I want to be real as well. So I am teetering between, talking about, I want to put on a happy face type of thing. And usually I do. I'll say this right now. The past episodes, I have been genuinely happy. And if I wasn't happy, then I uploaded a short video or something like that. But this one, I will admit, I am not feeling happy today. And I will be getting into kind of talking about that in the middle of the conversation. See, that's kind of one of the things. I put the depression and talk in the middle of it, so we'll start happy, in the middle, get into what I'm dealing with a little bit, and then at the end, end happy again. So get ready for a roller coaster today, ladies and gentlemen. Got my handy dandy transcriber, which is just a bunch of text, and every time I talk, it just tells me what I'm talking about. Because I always lose track of what the crap I was talking about. All right, so let's get right into this, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy. So, VeVe. If you don't know anything about VeVe, I talked about it in, I think my previous episode was the first time I talked about it. So it is a app where this big company buys these licenses for huge companies such as Disney, huge, whatever, name a company, that company, Gucci, Givenchy, James Bond. These are just some that have been on there. Not Gucci, but Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, huge companies. And they're releasing NFTs of characters like, for instance, Marvel. I have an Iron Man Golden Moments Disney owns Marvel. It owns Star Wars and all that. And so far, the biggest drops have been the Disney ones. Plus, Spider-Man and Batman were pretty big as well. So, right off the bat, there are two types of drops, a collectible and a comic. Comics are basically they're basically PDFs of the in real world comic, like the physical comic. You can actually read it. It's really fun. I will say the only NFTs I so far am holding on for long term is my Marvel Iron Man, and I have two stamps that were made by the United States Postal Service. So having an official United States NFT is going to be really big, and then these golden moments, first appearances, I feel like are going to be huge as well. So those are the only ones that I really am holding on. Other other than that, I'm kind of just buying and flipping for profit right now, including the comics. Like some of the comics are very low, like a few dollars more, or maybe like twice as much as what you paid for them, and the comics are $6. Um, so the comics, okay, so let me get into what I got. So, at the beginning of the week, there was Avengers number 47 comic. Now, off the drop, where, there's a timer on this app where, it starts like 12 hours or maybe 24 hours before. And, you can watch the timer as it goes down. I open it, 5-10 minutes before I set an alarm. For me, personally, where I live on the West Coast, it happens at 8 a.m. every, whenever a comic drops. So, so basically, with the comic drops, there are different types of drops, and I don't want to get too into it, but the comic drops is just, there's going to be a buy now button, and you see the timer. So you basically you time it. It goes 5. This is what I do in my head. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm going a little fast actually, but 0, and then I tap after the 0. So it's technically not after 1, it's after 0 is when the buy now button comes up. So it pops up, boom, click it. And if your timing is, some people just tap really quick, but I have found it better for at least the comic drops to just do timing. And if you get your timing right, it's you have a pretty good chance of getting in. So I got one. I got the Avengers number 47. It was a common. There are a bunch of different rarities. I think ultra. I think maybe there's a secret rare. So there's common. Oh, sorry. Common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, super rare, and I got a common. Now, something just to make it even more confusing, in case you were already not confused enough, is say someone clicks buy and they get to the buy now button where you can actually like click officially buy now to confirm your purchase. Say, for whatever reason they glitch out, or I think the main reason is if you don't have enough money in your account, so you have to, it gives you 4 minutes that thing is yours, and after the 4 minutes, if you don't click buy now within that, then it gets thrown into the next pool or whatever. So basically what that means is every 4 minutes after the initial drop, after 8 a.m., every 4 minutes, 8:04, 8:08, 8:12, 8:16, 12, 18, 16, 20, 24, something like that, and then 28. So basically every 4 minutes there's a chance for the buy now button to pop up again, and you click on it and you can get a rebound. That's what they call. So I got a rebound off of the 4 minutes. And what I did is I looked up a website called time.is. So time is, and it shows you like the world clock, and then the seconds. So basically what I did is I basically just made my own timer again. I looked at 8:03, it was 55, 54, or 56, and when it was 56, I basically just went 4, 3, 2, and so on. And then when it hit 0, I just clicked the buy now button and got it. So that was pretty cool. So I got another one. They were both common. And both of those, I don't think they were, since they were common, the absolute most common, they're not going to be that expensive. So I'm going to actually pull up what they are right now. So I'm keeping at the time they weren't that expensive, so I'm keeping one, and then I sold one or sent one to my mom, because my mom likes collecting them. So right now, yeah, they're $14, and I bought it for 6. So in my mind, it's worth just keeping it, in case it, I think one day in the future it's going to be a lot more. So I'm just doing that. So the next day, I'm not sure if it was the next day or the next or 2 days after that, but Spider-Man, the comic Spider-Man #3 came out, which was a comic. And Spider-Man right now is kind of big in the world because there's, the new Spider-Man movies coming out or came out, whatever. I'm not too big into it. You know, I haven't watched one of these movies with the new Spider-Man, Tom Holland, but it's like I just like the first Jerry Maguire, the first Spider-Man, so much more. That is, it's difficult for me to be like, and then that in between Spider-Man where it's like, huh, I don't know. That one I didn't even bother. But there's been 3 different Spider-Man characters. It's like, let's just, I like the first Spider-Man the most, so I don't even bother. And I'm not a huge Superman movie fan. I like Justice League, the Zack Snyder version, and I like the first Iron Man. I like, the Dark Knight one, but those aren't really superhero movies, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I'm just not in the whole standard of, I'm just not like a huge fan of them. But so why did I even bring that up? Oh yeah, so Spider-Man 3, the comic came out, and that's the one that has Dr. Octopus in it, the first appearance of Dr. Octopus, which is in the new uh, uh, movie. So I got one of those. I don't know if I said that already, but I got it off the rip. And I got an uncommon of those, so the one right above common. So got that for $6, resold it for $100 instantly. So right off the bat, I am in profit. Plus, I'm in profit with the 2 comics that I'm keeping. The Marvel 47 ones, or the Avengers 47 ones. Sorry, I gotta adjust the mic here. Might be sound a little weird. Okay, so I got that sold for 100. Boom. I'm in profit. Plus, I've got 2 free comics technically. Because if you think about it, I spent $6 on 3 comics. 6 times 3 is 18, I believe. And then, so $18 is what I $18 is what I spent, and $100 is what I sold it for. So, whatever. That's a lot of profit. Plus, I have the 2 comics. All right. So, fast forward to, was it yesterday? I can't remember. Let me check my journal. Can't remember if it was yesterday. Yeah, okay. So yesterday, I got the Voltron, which, if you don't know what it is, I didn't know what it was. It sounds like a Transformer, or it looks like a Transformer knockoff type thing. They're just big robotic guys, and they look awesome, and they look cool. And I'm sure the movie or show or whatever it is cool. It's made by DreamWorks, and they're awesome, so I'm sure it's decent. But the fact that I didn't know anything about it, kind of, if I don't know anything about the collectible, I tend to not keep it, just because I don't. I want to make the best decision in my mind whether to hodl or sell. And by the way, I'll say hodl all the time. It's a running joke in the crypto world because I believe it all stemmed from some person in a forum freaking out and saying Bitcoin dropped, or something dropped, and the guy in the chat typed, like, hodl, really, because he was just trying to get out real quick, but he meant to say hold, like don't sell. So now it's like a running joke. HODL. It's kind of HODL. It's kind of funny. But yeah, if I don't know the collectible / comic, like the brand or the person or whatever, then I tend to just flip, because in the end of it, I'm not rich. I'm not in it for the collector aspect. I'm in it just for the money. That's, I'm just in it for the money. And it's super fun. And yeah. So sold the Voltron, and it was a common. And I sold it, got it for 60, and sold it for 80. Which, not that much of a profit. And I think the highest it went to was like 100, so I didn't miss out on a lot. And now it's back lower. I think it's like 75 or something. So I think I made the right decision. And also, usually when you make transactions, there's a little bit of a fee. When these people when the VeVe owners or VeVe whatever release the Voltron, they forgot to add a transaction fee. So when you pulled out or when you sold it, there was 0% success fee if you sold it. Usually, I think it's 2.5% success fee if you usually sell it. So I sold for 80 with 0% fee, so it was 80 gems even. So that was my week of VeVe. That was super fun. Now tomorrow, or actually today, because I'm making this Sunday. Wow, Riley, not making the podcast on Monday and uploading it late. I know. I'm doing it Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. So this should be uploaded at 6 a.m., which should be fun. So today, Monday, starts the 12 days of Christmas on VeVe. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you find anything I've just said of any interest of wanting to do it yourself, download VeVe today and start this, because they're going to be doing 12 days of Christmas, which every day, I believe every day, it's either going to be a drop or a giveaway. They're giving away physical stuff, they're giving away NFTs, I believe, but the drops, the collectibles, I think are going to be very big companies, very big licenses. There's been talk about the Grinch, which would be huge. There's going to be maybe some Disney ones, yeah, so there's going to be a lot of money to be made. And possibly some just huge collectibles. Like if there was a SpongeBob drop, I would keep that for sure. Just these big ones that I like a lot, I'd keep. Unless I hit big and got like an ultra rare, secret rare, where those sell for, thousands, I'd sell those just because I need the money for sure. First and foremost, I need the money right now. So here's the thing with me. Would I rather have 5,000 now or 50,000 in the future? I'd rather have 5,000 now, because I can turn the 5,000 into 50,000 a lot faster, and then by the time I would have the 50,000, I've already multiplied it a lot more than that. So that's my thinking. Yeah. So 12 solid days, which that's what I need. I've been down. I need some things to be, happy and excited for. And I know that sounds depressing. I'll get into it, but so yeah, I'm real excited about that, and I'll be making videos on or making, I'll be uploading the next podcast, updating you guys on how those have been going. So, and then it's going to lead us up to Christmas, which I'm not sure. Christmas is on a Saturday. So let's see. Let's actually see how many podcasts I'll have, because there might be only one more. Yeah, there's gonna be one more. So next podcast is gonna be on the 20th. You're watching this on it's gonna be uploaded on the 13th. Next podcast is gonna be on the 20th, and then the one after that is gonna be the Christmas recap. So that'll be awesome. There's gonna be a lot to talk about on the 27th of December. So just an interesting thing. December 7th, which I wish it was the day after I posted the last one, was the day of Pearl Harbor. If you're not watching this in the United States, it was a huge day for us, just because of how crazy that whole thing was. I'm looking at a picture of a dispatch note. It's yeah. Let me apologize. I'm gonna try and hold it up to the screen. I apologize if it looks like crap, but I'm gonna do that. Sorry for the audio listeners, but yeah, here it goes. Uh-oh. So I think I got it. So pause it if you're interested, but it says from confidential calls, date December 7th, 1941. And then the note is air raid on Pearl Harbor. This is not a drill. Man, freaking crazy. It's like, if you've ever seen Saving Private Ryan, Pearl Harbor was the beginning of that movie. And whew, what a movie. But if the movie was intense, I can't even imagine what it actually was. I mean, yeah, there was a whole, the government released a whole fund on putting veterans in therapy after, or helping veterans with therapy after that movie was released. So that kind of puts a little bit in perspective. I'm getting a notification. Rain stopping soon. Thanks, Apple. Appreciate that. There's like no rain. I don't even think it's raining outside, but appreciate that. So, I posted my first NFT, which I'm pretty excited about. The whole, I remember talking to my dad about wanting to post my NFTs and trying to explain to him what it was last summer. So imagine if I did it then. I mean, maybe it was, it was last summer. I should have done it then, but here's the thing. The only reason I didn't is because of the gas fees, which basically it costs a little bit of money to put your NFT on the blockchain. Now, if any of these words, if a lot of these words aren't making sense, then join the rest of us. But at least I know the right words to say. I may not know the meanings, but I know the words. So yeah, it costs money, costs gas fees to put your NFT and link it on the blockchain. Now that was the only reason I wasn't doing it before, because it costs it can cost a lot, depending on, especially videos cost a huge amount, thousands. I got something in my eye. But if it was a picture, probably 150 to 250, something like that. It's a lot. Until I wonder if Ethereum 2 will lower the gas fees. That'd be cool. But yeah, so I posted my first, and the reason I posted my first is because on this place called Rarible, there's a thing called free mint, which basically means the person that buys my NFT will be paying for the mint as well. Which, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that big of a deal, because I mean, maybe the size of the NFT depends, like the price of it, but I put mine up for 1 Ethereum, which is, whatever it is today. I think it's, well, for the sake of people watching this in the future and thinking it may be cool, is let's say what Ethereum actually is. Um, Sorry to just looking at my Coinbase. 4,147, which is actually high. Earlier today at 8, it was $4,027. So it actually went up 3% in a few hours. That's crypto, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what in the crap? Actually, everything's up. Bitcoin's up almost 4%. Even Dogecoin is up 2.45%. 17 cents for Doge. Yeah, I'm glad I pulled out of that a while ago. But I can't say much because I'm still in Shiba Inu, but I'm way in the profit on that. That's besides the point. So, yeah, posted my first NFT on Rarible, and I'll probably put the link to it or to I may put a link to my link tree in my YouTube about section. If you go to my channel and then swipe out from videos, playlists, blah, blah, to about, there's about the channel and all my links, and you might be able to click it there if I remember to do that. So yeah, that's fun. I put it up for 1 Ethereum, and yeah. So if that's sold, then I'd grab my pants. Sorry, I'm trying to open up my handy dandy transcriber. Okay. So let's get into the cheese, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the gold. Depression. So right now, I am the most depressed I've ever been in my whole ding-dong life. Why? Who knows? But at least I know it's actual depression as opposed to something happened, or maybe something did happen, but I just haven't linked it back to. But for whatever reason, I am the true definition of depressed. I have really no reason to be sad. And I'm in therapy as well. Man, therapy is amazing. If you're struggling with anything, even if with who's not struggling with something, but even if you think you're a perfect person, I recommend going into therapy. Well, definitely if you think you're a perfect person, but even if you think you have nothing going on or your life's going good, just having someone to talk to about whatever, I don't know, I think it's great. But yeah, I've been in therapy, and he definitely has assured me that it's definitely just depression. And I'm going to be trying some medication soon, so I'll definitely update you guys on that as well. But it's a terrible thing. It's absolutely terrible. It is. It's this dark. It turns your brain into a rain cloud, and just makes every small bad thing so much worse. Every good thing not as good. It makes there's nothing people can do to make you feel better. And when people ignore it or pretend there's nothing going on, it makes it that much worse. So just so you guys know, if you have a friend or someone in your life that is obviously down, ignoring it, and for me at least, I guess, take this with a grain of salt. Ignoring it and treating them like normal isn't good. it doesn't help. It makes it worse. Um, and I realize this is a little weird. It's like, why is this guy talking about it? He's going to therapy, he's trying medication, just being open. And heck, I would have said this at the beginning of the Ding Dong podcast, but I didn't want to bring people down. And, if this is bringing you down, skip forward or click off, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just being real, you know what I'm saying? Um, just keeping it 55th Street. But yeah, so I'm just, laying it out there. I am depressed, and it is absolutely terrible, but I'm doing all the things that I can do to make it better. Going to therapy. My doctor and my therapist both think that just the only thing that'll really make it better is medication, because there's a chemical imbalance. There just simply is. Because again, and I've said this before, I've got I've got an amazing family. I've practically won the lottery with my family, and no, it is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But one, what is perfect? The things that make it not perfect make it perfect in some ways. It's really weird, but but um let me. My doctor and my therapist both. I'm just reading my transcriber. My doctor and my therapist both think that just the only thing. Okay, so yeah, it's just a chemical imbalance. So that's the thing that makes it so terrible. Is I know I should be feeling good. I mean, no, my life isn't perfect, and not everything is happy and rainbows. But still, there's, man, depression. It's And here's the thing. I I didn't know depression meant something going on as opposed to just, your girlfriend breaks up with you and now you're sad, or a family member passes away and now you're sad for a little bit, you know what I mean? Depression is, to my understanding, and I'm no doctor, in case you didn't know, is something, some sort of thing where your brain is wired, or something won't allow you to be happy. And that's the thing, you want to feel sad, almost literally. That's how it feels. I want to feel sad, but obviously I don't want to feel sad. But your brain thinks, like, it makes you feel like, yeah, that sad feeling is good. You want to cry. You want to feel bad. It's terrible. And if there's anybody in your life that you think is dealing with it, then go easy on them. You know what I mean? Because they are in a very fragile frame of mind right now. Very fragile. And the smallest things turn into huge things. And the huge things turn into massive things. So, but I am getting medication Tuesday. So I will, on the next podcast, I'll fill you guys in on how that's going. I've tried it before. I've tried medication before, and probably, I don't even know, a year ago or something. Let me take a drink of water real quick. I blocked the mic when I took a drink of water. Let me know if that helped. What was I talking about? Okay, so I'm getting medication Tuesday. I've tried it before, and I was told there could be side effects, and I don't, and this was a year ago, so I don't, it's a little hazy, but I had this weird, so right off the bat you take it, or I take this specific one, I don't remember what the name was, but you were supposed to take it before you go to sleep, which I did. And I had the weirdest dreams, where the dreams themselves were just trippy. I don't remember exactly what they were. I gotta adjust the mic real quick. I don't remember exactly what the dreams were, but they were really, like, they felt really realistic. Really realistic. and and I just woke up and I was like, what the frick? And then I woke up and I still felt, I felt like I was like what I imagine Xanax would feel like, just zoned out, zombied. I've never taken Xanax, but I've been around people that are on that, and a lot of people, rappers take it, blah blah blah, and there's public perception. I'm just basing off of that. Really zombified. I couldn't communicate well. I couldn't. I was trying to make some art, and I couldn't. It's almost like I couldn't remember how to do things on there, and it just really made me super freaked out, because one, couldn't do my podcast because I couldn't communicate well, and two, couldn't do my art. So my podcast, my art, and communication, and my creativity and personality, is my whole life. So if that's taken away, so I was like super scared. So I only took one, that never again. And my doctor told me, he's like, it could just be, or that sometimes is very normal. The They call it side effects, or I don't know what they call it, but it's just like the first, few days, weeks, you could have these weird side effects, which now I know just could be part of the bargain. You know what I mean? If I want to feel better, then that's just how that's just what I'll have to deal with. So, so, so yeah. Yeah. And it kind of made me realize, because I wasn't taking strictly depression medication. I was taking depression and OCD medication, so maybe that had to do with it, but who knows. But basically, it made me realize at the time, I'm like, well, the good things about me are also some of the bad, or so the bad things about me, bad things are also some of the good things about me. And at the time, it was a lot more clear, because obviously it just happened, but now I'm just going off of what I thought at the moment. I can't exactly give you like specific things that I thought. At the time I could, but now I'm forgetting. So, but now I'm like, do whatever the frick you can to me, doc, because I am messed up. It is terrible. So, now that I got that out, let's go on to, okay, so one of the problems I'm having is I'm having so much fun making art and designs and stuff on the computer. I'm just like having so much fun. If you have ever had a project where you just like can't wait to wake up, and you get on there and you don't want to take a break, you're just like having so much fun, the ball's rolling, and you're just like, creativity is exploding, you can relate. But since it's on the computer, and you have to be sitting down in this perfect form, like you have to be sitting straight up, and your arms at a 90-degree angle, and blah blah blah, and all that. It takes a lot of muscle to sit straight up. So inevitably, and my wrists are turning. I even have a little wrist brace thing to keep my wrist from going like that with the mouse or whatever. And this is how you're supposed to do it. Instead of going like this, like most people do, you move your whole arm like that. But it's difficult. That's why it's difficult standing up straight, because you're using muscles, and it's like just sitting like that, you're just completely relaxed. So because, and if you've watched any of my previous stuff, my back is messed up, car accident, weak muscles, blah blah blah. It's so difficult. Basically, long story short, my joints, my back, it hurts so much every day because I'm doing this stuff. It just makes it so difficult because I want to just, I would just be doing this 24/7 if I could, but my neck, my back, my wrists, my joints, my knees, my elbows, is like, gosh diddly dang. Everything is, but I'm just saying this is not a negative thing. It's something that I can look forward to when I get the back situation figured out. And in the previous episode, I talked about how I'm going to be doing that. And one of the things is Nordic walking poles, which are right here. Now, I ordered purple because purple is my favorite color. It looks a little, this isn't my purple. It looks a little, homosexual, which isn't a bad thing. I love homosexuals. I'm just personally straight. And it's not like looking homosexual is a bad thing, but it looks just a little like, I already look a little, weird walking with these, and the purple doesn't help. But screw it, I like purple, and I am who I am, so boom, baby. I seriously, if you got offended by the gays thing, that was one, a joke, and two, it's like, come on. I love everybody. You're trans, bi, gay, any of the spectrum of things. I love you to death. Whoever you are, doesn't matter to me. I just happen to be straight. Simple to me. Straight white male. Hey, I'm an 8th Native American, okay? So, but yeah, that's something that's just really annoying. Because it's like, I have to stop making the art because I'm like, oh, my body just hurts so bad, it's annoying. So, oh yeah, something that is kind of funny that, I don't know if you've noticed in the description, I always put like timestamps coming soon, hopefully. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I just, I don't because I'm lazy. Because it's just so difficult making a podcast and then listening to it right after. And I'm like, oh, do I really want to? I don't want to hear myself speak, regardless. But now I have to listen to myself talk for an hour. But I have found the secret ingredient to make it so much easier. And, excuse me, hiccups. I have found the secret ingredient to make it so much easier. And hey, if you're watching this and you're like, this guy talks too slow, then you can use this feature as well. I listen to the podcast on 2x speed. 2x speed, I get through those timestamps in half the time. Say this is an hour video, I only watch I watch the hour video in half an hour. Plus I'm skipping through. Plus I'm skipping through because, I know what I'm about to say most of the time. So I'm like, oh, I talk about this for a while, skip over, and then, I get the timestamp. So the timestamps are huge. Okay, so now I've gotten that down. The thing that I need to get down is my clips. I need to make a clips channel. I've already made a clips channel. It's called Pearson Podcast Clips. I need to start doing them, though. I mean, that's going to be so freaking huge. I know it is. But it takes so much time. I don't know if it does take so much time because I haven't even tried it. But it's like, Do I have to make thumbnails, titles, description for every... I just need to pull the ding-dong trigger. Because here's the thing. Now that I have timestamps, I know where the clips should be. You know what I mean? So killing the timestamps dilemma may also, in turn, help me with the clips dilemma. And here's the thing. I mean, I'm worried about exporting times and all that stuff and making that annoying, but these podcasts, an hour podcast renders out in like 20 minutes. So, you know, a 5-10 minute clip, which sometimes is a lot longer than what I'd need, is... I'd probably render out in a few minutes. You know what I mean? So that's not too bad at all. I just got to do it. That's going to be, you know, if I don't start it this, you know what, screw that. I was going to say New Year's resolution or whatever, but what's the point of waiting till the new year? I'm going to start it as soon as I freaking can, which hopefully will be this week when I'm dealing with the side effects of the medication and don't want to do anything. So maybe that's what I'll do. So hopefully by next podcast, I'll be talking about how the medication went, how the VeVe 12 Days of Christmas went, and how whatever I just said is going. The Clips channel. So yeah. Now. Oh yeah. So one thing that I was going to implement in the podcast is I wrote down every episode, take a short, funny video that I found, and couple it with a funny YouTube comment, because the YouTube comments, they amplify the video so much, and I don't know. I'm tempted to pull up a video and show it, and I'm an editor. I don't know why I'm like showing the showing the video like an absolute noob, but I know I'm gonna be too lazy to do it today. So I think I might just hold this video up, because this is a video I had in mind. It's there's an ad showing right now, but it's so freaking funny. Hold on. Okay. Alright, it's gonna be fast. Hold on just a sec. It's for the video listeners only. Come on, sorry. Okay. And then the fish continued to pour out for like literally 20 more seconds, but this is what made me die. This guy says he didn't fall. He was just letting the fish know it was okay to enter the water and showing them how to do it. Bruh, I freaking died. Like, comments are so... people are so funny. But last thing I'm gonna say today, got a 50 minutes, and just not... After I say this, maybe it'll bring up 10 more minutes of stuff, because I do really want to get to an hour. But so since Halloween, I have lost probably about 20, at least 20 pounds. So not too bad. I know you can't notice it, because, you know, the 20 pounds was... Man, when you look at 20 pounds of fat, it's like... or 1 pound of fat, it's like a handful of chunk. 20 pounds is like that, but I don't notice anything different. It's weird. I mean, maybe it's like I've got 80 pounds of fat right here and then 5 pounds throughout my body. I don't know. That's funny. So I don't know if I said this already, but let me just say, I'm asking my parents for this for Christmas, and sorry if I already said this, but I think it's unprecedented. And I'm pretty sure I already said this now, but I'm going to say it already because I already started it. And new people might be watching this, probably not, but okay. Um, I am asking my parents for a tattoo, a design of their choice, sizing of their choice, and the location of their choice. And for example, if it's on my shoulder, then they're just gonna give me an appointment. I'm gonna go to the appointment. They're gonna put it on me. I don't look at it. They do it, and then I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty excited about that because I don't give a flying flipper if it's something I don't even like. I mean, one, they're both very smart, and they know me as well as you probably can, and so they know basically what I like, and they're also smart as in like not putting it, in a bad place and stuff like that. And they're both artists. But even if it was garbage, every time I looked at it, it would remind me of them. And that's the biggest thing that I want. Something that they thought I should have. It doesn't matter if I think I should have it. They thought I should have it, and here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, everybody dies. And you don't get to keep crap when you die, including your skin and your body. So it's like, fuck, just riddle me with tattoos. And people are like, yeah, I don't know, people are so scared about like putting stuff on their body. It's like, to me, I'm just like, there's nothing I care about enough to put it on there. I'm like I don't know, I put anything on there. If it just looks cool, then that's a good enough reason. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know, man. There's just so many things. I mean, like The Office. This is just something that came to my mind because I'm looking at the preview and I have The Office shirt. I wouldn't be opposed of just tattooing the dang dong logo on me. Like I'd find a good position for it, maybe like here or something, or on my legs. But it's like, yeah, I like The Office. I'll get a tattoo of it. I like, you know, polar seltzer water. Get a seltzer water tattoo. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just kind of funny too. Like, get a giant, you know, I don't know. It's just like people. I mean, yeah, your body's a temple, but doesn't mean you can't like decorate it and like put cool stuff on it that literally like reminds you of everything you've been through, reminds you of time and how time goes by, and at the end of it, I look at my skin and there's nothing. If I didn't have any tattoos, and I'd be like, but if my body was covered, I'd be like, man, I really have been through a lot in this lifetime, you know, and getting it slowly as life, went on. I think that really excites me. Um, yeah, I'm, see, now it's 55 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have to go to an hour. What are we going to talk about? So, I already talked about this, but wrapped all my gifts. Oh, yeah. So, it's been like storming here recently. Like heavy rain, heavy wind. And if you don't know, I've got a meditation channel and a Zoom H1N recorder, and I've been going out there and recording the rain sounds and the wind sounds. And the wind with this recorder, it sounds so awesome. It's like, because I've been looking up free sounds ever since I've been making films and stuff. Oh yeah, and me and Josiah have a film in the works. Maybe I'll give a sneak peek of that. I'm just gonna say this so my transcriptor pulls it up. Sneak peek of film. Okay. But yeah, so all these sounds, I'm like, yeah, they're good, because I've been looking up wind sounds, and you'd think it'd be easier just to find a good sound of wind, but everybody tries and makes it. They just do such weird things with it, or they'll have like their hand like tapping in the background. I'm like, bruh, just record the wind and be quiet. But I recorded this wind, and it sounded literally like movie quality wind just from recording it like this, holding it up in the sky and not saying anything. I'm like, how hard could it be to get a good sounding wind? But really excited about that. And now that I have that portable recorder, um, I'll be able to record my custom sounds for the films that I make. Now, wind is one example. And this is one example. Picking this up, just that sound right there would be so difficult to 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 find, because if you look up on freesound.org or whatever, sound of someone gripping something, you'll find a bunch of weird things, I bet. But just something like, or drinking or walking on gravel or something like that, like just recording them yourself is so much better. So transition, me and Josiah have a film to plan, and we have two actually. So one is going to be one that's very not very ambitious, but a lot more ambitious, and the story actually bangs. It's a really good story, but it's kind of a revenge fighting, killing or killer type film, but I don't want to give anything away because it's like, yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but we're putting that on the back burner right now because we want to do something just to kind of get our gears going in a while. Because of COVID and everything, we haven't made a short film in a couple of years. So to start us off, we're going to be doing a short film on just like a cool, really awesome fighting scene. Possibly including, just cool weapons. I have like a cool katana we could use in that. It's like a prop katana, so it looks real, but isn't sharp or anything. So doing that. So that is something to be look forward to. If you guys don't know our friend Josiah, he's on YouTube, Josiah King Composing. He makes movie scores, which is just, it's so incredible, the stuff he makes. So he'll be co-directing that with me. Possibly we'll be acting in it. Possibly because, being a couple of young goobers, we don't have a lot of people that can be acting in it. Plus, who's gonna know the vision as much as the people that are making the vision? You know what I mean? What was I gonna say? Hold on just a second, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, so he's gonna make the score for it, like some awesome music score, you know. So that's gonna be super cool. So realistically, it'll probably be done by the end of January. Although, if it snows here, I've always wanted to do a short film in the snow. Like The Color of Blood and The Color Black contrasted with all white and snow, plus like, the atmosphere of the snow falling, that would be so sick. The only problem is the place that we wanted to film it at is my friend Dallas's house, and that would be difficult to get there if it's snowing really heavily, you know what I mean? um, but yeah, but that would be sick, doing some cool, awesome fight scene in the snow. Um, Maybe I'll get some of my other friends to get in on it. Not sure, but yeah, it's nothing going to be any story thing. It's basically just us practicing um, our a bunch of stuff. Basically, everything that goes into a film, you know. But I think a big part of it, of the actual thing that I need to work on, is actual fight choreography, as well as um, how to film and edit the actual fighting to make it, you know, snappy and fast and readable, understandable, followable. Um, yeah, that's the most difficult thing. Of course, accompanied by the choreography. You know, it's got to be cool stuff. None of my friends are ninjas, you know what I mean, where they can do backflips and stuff like that, or so we'll have to be creative, but yeah, just giving you guys a little taste of something to come in the future. Well, I'll end it there. I see 103, 1 hour and 3 minutes. So hopefully, I click record and then just kind of get things prepped. So hopefully it's over an hour. We'll see. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed episode 49. And heck, next episode is going to be episode 50. It is going to be an exciting one. You know, I mean, the stuff that I talked about is going to be, you know, interesting. And another thing is, literally right before I clicked recording, I was in a very bad mood, and now my mood is a lot better now that I've just expressed this, and you know, all the things, and talked about the fun stuff, and it's been great. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for, I mean, heck, if you're listening right now, whoa. I mean, thank you so much. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. I mean, wow. But hope you all enjoyed. Have a great week, month, year, life, and I will see you all next Monday. Peace.